AITA for taking my daughter to 28 years later as a reward for going along with clothes shopping. I 40M have 3 kids, all girls. We're going to my brother's wedding soon. My oldest is 12 and was upset that she's going as a guest when her sisters, 6 and 8, get to be flower girls, which she's never been. We've been trying to find something nice for Leah to wear, but she was not having a great time with this dress shopping process. Someone suggested we do something fun afterward as a reward, like going out for lunch, taking a friend, or seeing a movie. Her friends are out of town, so I suggested we go shopping first, then go to a movie. We get the dress, then go to the theater. Leah wanted to watch 28 Years Later. It's rated R, and I'm not really okay with her watching something like that. I suggested we go see Superman or Lilo and Stitch, or take a rain check and watch Fantastic Four. But no, she wants to watch 28 Years Later. I figure why not? I watched our movies when I was younger. The only other person who would have a problem would be her mom, and she was working. So we go see that movie. Well, my wife found out, and she's furious that I let our daughter watch that movie. She says it was irresponsible for me to take her to it, and that we should have done something else. Her stance is that I should have suggested we do something else instead of doing what Leah wanted. I don't agree. First off, it was the only way we could get Leah to go along with getting a dress. Second, since she's too old to have a part in the wedding, I may as well let her do something adult and let her watch the movie. She actually handled it well. She loved the movie. But my wife still thinks it was irresponsible, and I was basically bribing our daughter into shopping. If this was such a big deal for her, she should have just taken her shopping herself. But I'm rambling. AITA for taking my daughter to 28 Years Later as a reward for going along with shopping for a wedding. Edit. I'm getting a lot of comments about whether it was okay to let her watch an R movie without her mom's okay. Here's my side of the story. My wife tried to take Leah dress shopping before. It ended with them fighting over what to wear because 1, Leah didn't like the clothes her mom picked out, and 2, she didn't want to go to the wedding. A friend suggested we do something fun to reward her afterward, which is why I came up with the movie. The deal was that if we can find an outfit Leah can wear without argument, then we can go to the movies as a reward. Her choice. I thought she would pick out a Train Your Dragon or Superman. I didn't think she would want to watch 28 Years Later. Some people said I should have taken her home if she didn't pick another movie. I think that would have been counterproductive. What kind of message am I sending if I took her shopping then said, okay, we picked out a dress you don't like and is going to Goodwill once this shindig is over. But since you won't pick another movie, we're going home. Besides, I watched worse things when I was younger. We don't normally watch horror movies. I love them, but my wife is stricter on what the kids watch. The kids mostly watch things like Disney or DreamWorks or family films. As for the movie, Leah loved it. She and I had a pretty good talk on the way home. She'd never watched 28 Days Later, so I filled her in on what happened. The only part that she found upsetting was the story with the mom, but that has to do with her losing a classmate recently. We talked a bit about how it would have felt for the kid in the movie. He's the same age as her, and what that would have been like for both him and his actor. She hasn't had any nightmares, but I'm going to talk to her again just to make sure things are okay. Update 1. Is it normal to have kids at the rehearsal dinner? My brother is getting married this weekend. There's a rehearsal dinner on Friday night. He and his wife-to-be made it clear that it was bridal party only. My wife and I took it to mean adults only. However, my brother is now telling me that it includes the kids in the party, aka my 2 younger daughters and a nephew, and that his wife can't wait to see them at the dinner. We have another kid who isn't in the party. We already made plans for an older cousin to take them to go get pizza and watch the Fantastic Four. I need some input. Is it normal to have kids at the rehearsal dinner? I can't find any other info online. Otherwise, I'm just going to tell my brother that the kids already have plans. Edit. To be clear, the plan is for our younger kids to go to the rehearsal itself, then have the cousin come pick them up for the movie. The other reason why we thought the dinner would be adults only is because it's going to be at a steakhouse that doesn't offer a lot for kids. Lastly, why is my oldest kid not in the bridal party? My brother says that she's too old. She's not the only one, as she has some older cousins who didn't make the cut either. She's hanging out with them on the day of the rehearsal. Edit 2. I just got off the phone. I asked my brother what he meant by bridal party only and kids in the party. He said that the rehearsal dinner was for everyone who went to the rehearsal and their parents. I asked if my oldest could come, even though she's a guest. He said no because his wife's family is paying for it, The restaurant is really pricey, and they want to keep it to people actually in the wedding. My wife apparently got a pass because of her two youngest. What a crock of crap. I told my brother that sorry. The kids already have plans for Friday night. But my wife and I will be there. Update 2. To recap, I took my 12-year-old daughter to watch 28 Years Later as a reward/incentive/bribe to go along with dress shopping for a family wedding. I had a lot of comments reassuring me that I didn't do anything wrong. That felt like a relief. I'm an 80s kid, and I had watched movies like Alien, Terminator, Child's Play, and Friday the 13th by the time I was Leah's age. Good to know others got to share those experiences because sometimes it feels like she doesn't get to experience that freedom I got to enjoy growing up. My wife was pissed about the movie. She grew up in a more conservative household and didn't watch her first R-rated movie until she was in her 20s. Her concern was that Leon never seen a movie like 28 Years Later and pointed out how scary the trailer and the advertisements were. She was afraid that she would get nightmares, which didn't happen. Couldn't we have done something else instead? That's when I asked what her game plan was when she and Leah were trying to find a dress. My wife was dumbfounded and admitted that she thought about going to lunch, but it didn't happen. I asked her if she noticed how upset Leah was at dress shopping because on the drive home, Leah told me that while she hated shopping, she had fun at the movie. That was when she spilled. She was upset at being left out of the wedding, how she didn't want to be a guest when her sisters and cousins get to be flower girls or ushers or the ring bearer. She didn't like how she looks in dresses and was afraid of what everyone was going to say about her, but she hated the suit she tried on more. She thought it felt like a chore and asked if it was too late to not go. And then she told me that once her mom said that it wasn't about her. As much as she hated that we watched 28 Years Later, my wife admitted that she screwed up on the dress part, that we should have done more of an effort to make this wedding experience better for her. My wife apologized and said I did good. The wedding itself was a dumpster fire, but that's another story for another time. My wife did make it up to Leah by letting an older cousin take her out to get her hair and nails done the morning of the wedding. One good thing that came out of this, Leah loved the movie date and has been asking when we can do it again. I returned the dress. She did say she hated it and won't wear it again, and I'm going to use the money to take her to Watch Weapons when it comes out. We've also been watching more movies at home together, when her sisters are in bed, of course. Update 3. The wedding coordinator screamed at an usher, leading to a walkout. This happened at my brother's wedding last week. There were 4 ushers, 2 of whom are our nephews, and 2 were related to the bride. I don't remember how they are related. This is a wedding of 250-plus people, and the bride's ushers disappeared, leaving Jackson and Newt, who are 17 and 14, to hold down the fort. Something important to note is that we think Newt is on the spectrum. He gets easily overstimulated. Having to deal with hundreds of guests left him feeling overwhelmed. My daughter, Leah, is close to Newt, and he asked her to help while he went to calm down. I'm in this room, getting reading with my brothers and the other groomsmen when someone comes to get me because the wedding coordinator is screaming at my 12-year-old. I run out to the front, and I see this Abby Lee Miller-looking psycho yelling at my daughter, screaming at my nephew, and Newt is freaking out while Leah is trying to calm him down. My sister Melissa is alerted, and she comes out, yelling at the coordinator to stop it. It became this whole thing where everyone was shouting and screaming at each other, like it's an episode of Real Housewives of Fort Myers. When it's over, the coordinator stormed off. Newt is freaking out, and Leah, Jackson, and Melissa are furious. Melissa decided then and there to take the boys home. They don't want to go to, which me and her mom give the okay. Several of their cousins also decided to talk out. We end up leaving immediately after the ceremony. The bride was furious that half the attendees, mostly on the groom's side, ended up not coming to the reception. As for the 2 other ushers, right now, the bride and the groom are in trouble with the venue because the ushers were found smoking on the grounds. We live in Florida, and what they were smoking isn't legal recreationally.